Week 4 of the NFL is here, and it is going to be a good one. James, we're going to go through our favorites, our underdogs, our
Okay.
overs, and our unders for week 4. We had a
All right.
good week last week. Both went 4-0. James, who's your favorite for week number 4?
Spence, man, I've been bouncing all over the world for this favorite. Well, they're gonna go this direction. Spence, I've decided to throw a pin in South Beach, Florida, Miami. Give me the Dolphins minus 2.5. As much as Tua needs to get these 2.5 points for me, it has been a disaster in Miami, losing, we've already seen losing to Indiana Jones, losing to, Drake May, and just keep on the losing train. But I'm going to go this way, Spence. Reason why: one, these two teams are both 0-3. So one of these teams are going to have to win. And I'm hoping it's the home team. Two, if I don't know if you know this, the New York Jets and the Giants, I had to add the Giants into it because it's a New York thing, since 2019 are 5-34 straight up on prime time. So I love the trend there. And ever since 2019, 1-16 at prime time, straight up. So I like this spread. I like this spread a lot. Matter of fact, Spence, I know this might be a sore subject for you. Do you know the last time the Jets who they beat on prime time?
Yeah, that would have been the Houston Texans last Halloween.
You're correct. Ding, 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 ding. But the Jets have not won back-to-back primetime games since 2017, 2018. Again, I don't even know who's going to play quarterback this week. I know we might see Justin Fields. I know we've seen Tyrod almost pull out a victory in Tampa just this past week. But also another thing, betting against road teams that come off an emotional road game. And of course, that one against Tampa, very emotional. Thought they should have won, and they end up choking it. Coming back home, or I shouldn't say back home, back on the road to Miami. It's not that far of a drive, I guess, from Tampa to Miami. But at the end, all something's got to give, Spence, because I'm not gonna lie. If the Dolphins lose, I do think Mike McDaniel's getting fired Tuesday morning.
Ooh, I totally agree with you.
Something's got to give, and right now, I already know Aaron Glenn's job secure. He's obviously proven he's trying to prove something. He's got a nice little thing going. He's not winning any games,
But he
but
dancing.
he
He
dancing,
dancing.
bro.
I
That was
love all the Earth, Wind, and Fire edits to that. It's been
yeah,
so good. Timeline
so
been
good.
blessed.
But yeah, right now I'm just give me Dolphins minus 2.5. They got to get this win right now to even have some type of life. But if no life, then it's total rebuild Tuesday morning.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Dolphins are due for one here. And especially if it's not going to be Justin Fields, if it's going to be Tyrod Taylor, I love the pick here. I think the Dolphins get it done. I do think this is going to be a game that the Jets compete in. They'll be competitive, but I think a Dolphins victory is going to come. I think they'll win by one possession, 3 points, 7 points. They'll win, but you will cover. I think you're going to sweat it though.
I will sweat this definitely.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with my favorite. I'm going back to the Well, James. They are a team I've picked as a favorite before this season, and I'm going to pick them again. I'm going with the Los Angeles Rams minus 3.5. The Colts are coming to town. Indiana Jones. I know how great he's been, and I know I said last week I still don't believe in him. I still feel like this is a fairy tale beginning of the season from Indiana Jones, from Daniel Jones.
Disrespect.
I'm sorry. I think they have a good enough defense to stop the run with Jonathan Taylor, who, in my opinion, has been the bigger story for the Colts that no one's really talking about, is how great Jonathan Taylor has been. He's reasserted himself, in my opinion, as at minimum a top 3 running back in the NFL. Jonathan Taylor gets it done. He is sensational. And I think he runs up against a brick wall in the Rams defense, a defense that, hey, you watched them last week. They held Saquon Barkley down tremendously, forced Jalen Hurts to air it out a lot. Now, they did have a heartbreaking loss, but I like teams coming off a heartbreaking loss that I believe are contending legitimately in their conferences, which I believe the Rams fit that category. I think they had a heartbreaking loss against a really good team in the Eagles. They should bounce back. I think they get a dub here. I'm not afraid of what the Colts have to offer on defense. When you were talking about Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, I think Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, I think they get it done.
Yeah, no, actually, this was going to be my favorite pick, but you took it first. So, hey, I let you have first dibs on it. No, I'm with you. I like this pick. Obviously, we do think this is the fairy tale of a, undefeated team in the Colts, kind of similar to I forget the year for the Steelers, but when they went 11-0 and it was like, we know they're not that good. Yeah, no, Jonathan Taylor, you mentioned it. Dude, he is killing it. And of course, that's what helps. Remember the last time Daniel Jones won a playoff game? Who was his running back? Saquon Barkley.
Barkley.
So of course, not saying Daniel Jones is a scrub. You always got to have pieces around you to make the team
For
efficient.
sure.
But no, this Rams team deep down, they should have beat the Eagles. I'm not gonna lie. They manhandled the Eagles for basically 3.5 quarters, or I should say 2.25 quarters, because they had them at halftime. They got that fumble right off the bat, up 26-7, and they should have just put this to bed. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. Yeah, I guess, hey, basically, for thinking about it, the Colts won a game off of somebody leveraging off their hot snapper for a field goal, and the
Absolutely.
Rams just lost after giving 2 blocks. So Rams, if you just tighten up the field goal kicking, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. I am just a smidge worried about the body of Matthew Stafford, because he did end up coming a little hobbled during that Eagles game, but still, he's tough as nails. He's gonna find a way to get Devontae catches all day. And Kyron Williams, man, definitely. They're too hot in LA. I think, like you said, this is time to bring down the real expectations. The Colts are the Colts, and they have Daniel Jones. So I like the pick. I'm with you as well.
All right, let's go to our underdogs. James, who's your underdog for week 4?
Spence, man. Remember when I say this? Hey, look, we are objective fans. And what I
We are.
mean by that,
Indeed.
I am betting against my Philadelphia Eagles. Give
That's
me the
right.
Bucs plus 3.5 this weekend.
Buy that
Why?
victory, James.
Dude, worst case scenario, my Eagles go 4-0. I'm a happy man. And guess what? Eagles might win 24-21. And guess what? I got my 3.5, got the half hook. But no, in all seriousness, this is just of what I've seen on the film tape. And there's a couple things, obviously. One, since 2015, the Eagles are 1-6 straight up versus the Bucs. And Nick Sirianni is 1-4 against the Bucs. Number two, Todd Boyles is the only head coach I know that can draw up so many blitzes on Jalen Hurts to just make him so uncomfortable. Now, yes, last year Bucs beat the mess out of the Eagles. There was no Devontae. No, that's going to be a little bit different, but still, the conditions. Somehow Spence in Tampa is going to be 103.
Oh,
But
dude.
in all seriousness, like, the Bucs just have the Eagles number, and I don't know. Like, if this game was in Philly, maybe I go Philly, but until they leave Tampa, man, I just give me Tampa. Of course, your offensive rookie of the year, Emeka, is just he's gonna have a field day against whoever's gonna be corner. I don't care if it's Bennett. I don't care if it's Jackson. I don't even care if they decide to pull C.J. Gardner Johnson off the waivers list.
Is that news surprising to you?
I'm a little shocked just because of, like, me personally, like, 3 games in is a little early. Like, you go like 8 games in, like, hey, okay, we tried it. It is what it is. And whatever the reports were about CJ Gardner Johnson, and maybe he was maybe a wrong vibe for the team. He was comparing apples and apples of what was going on with Philly, and was he causing big plays here and there? Yeah, you might have saw it, the Monday night game against the Bucs here and there. I mean, but it happens, man. That's just the type of player you want. And hey, I guess he fit in Philly better than Houston, but it's okay, man. It's okay. It happens, man.
This is what he does. He goes to Philly, and then he
Goes
signs
to
with another
Super Bowl.
team. He goes back to Philly, and then he signs with another team. And so now I expect him to go back to Philly.
I expect him to come back to Philly.
Yes.
Why
Although
keep-
it wasn't a very ceremonious exit. He was
No.
chirping a little bit this time when he left the Eagles.
Yep. He did, yeah. And it was kind of like the first time. Like, once he left, he was upset that we didn't pay him after that Super Bowl 57 showcase. And then he came back and we won a Super Bowl. Heck yeah, man. Come back. Hey, come back. Keep talking all that trash. We like it. Heck, we throw snowballs at Santa. We still love our fans. So, CJ, you can talk trash about the Eagles. We'll bring you back probably by week 5. Call it a day. Another thing for the Eagles, injuries that I'm concerned about: Nolan Smith on the IR, Jahad Campbell didn't practice today, and then Zach Bond with a knee brace. With what the Bucs have offensively, and I don't expect Mike Williams to play, but with Bucky and Emeka and Baker, who's, I don't care what they've done, 3 comebacks in the fourth quarter. Baker is still, you can't count the Bucs out. And I like Todd Bowles versus the Eagles. Give me the Bucs plus 3.5. And guess what, Spence? let's go 2 for 2. Eagles win 24-21. We get 2 dubs.
I like it. I like it, James. And plus, I'll say this though: the one thing that could work against you is just something to keep an eye on. Baker Mayfield. He also popped up on the injury report this week. Limited participants. Can you name the backup in Tampa?
I hope it is Kyle Trask.
Not Kyle Trask.
Hint, give
Baker
me a hint.
Mayfield can't go. We are getting some Teddy Two Gloves action in
Teddy Bridge.
2025. Teddy
That's why I said give
Bridgewater.
me.
It came
Yeah,
out of retirement to come back and back up.
man won a state title in I think high school football, and then
He got
got fired.
fired.
Yeah, I remember that part for funding his own team.
Yeah, what a bad guy. Bad guy helping these kids out, man. What a terrible guy. We got to
What a
fire him
terrible guy.
ASAP. ASAP. My underdog pick, I went back and forth on, I had a couple of different options here, but I'm going to go with one that I'm feeling really good about, a home underdog. James, this is a play that me and you like to do a lot, especially when they are a team that is coming off of an embarrassing game. I like them to bounce back. This is the Atlanta Falcons' time to bounce back. I like them plus 1.5 in this game. And look, this comes down to a couple things for me. And I'll also use this game to kind of transition to our overs as well, because I'm going to use this game as my over. I like the over in this game, and I like the Falcons to cover plus 1.5 against the Commanders. This game is going to have a lot of train whistles in the Mercedes-Benz Dome, and I think the Falcons are going to end up winning this thing. I think Bijan gets in the end zone. I think Drake London gets in the end zone. We might even see Kyle Pitts get in the end zone. And I don't care if it's Penix or if they go to Kirk Cousins in the middle of the game. I think this Commanders defense has given me a lot of concerns to start the season. Meanwhile, on the other side, there's a chance Jaden Daniels plays in this game. If that's the case, then
we like the over.
We really like the over. In fact, I'd even be willing to say if the over goes up, I'll adjust my line with it, because I'd also want to adjust my line for the Falcons plus 1.5 as well. But even if it's Marcus Mariota, that definitely bodes better for the Falcons to get the dub in this game if it's the backup quarterback. But I think Marcus Mariota has shown in his brief time with the Commanders as the backup, when he's had to come in, that offense still can put up numbers. We saw it last week.
Yeah.
They absolutely went ballistic against the Raiders. And actually, hey, that was my over pick last week. I'm sticking with Marcus Mariota in the over category. So underdog Falcons plus 1.5. In my over pick, Commanders versus Falcons over 45.5.
Yeah, if I had to pick out of these two, I like your over pick more than the underdog just because of Raheem Morris. But I will say there is a trend in your favor. Since 2003, teams that have lost by 30 plus points that close as a 1.5 dog, 112, 72, and 7. So 61% clip. We like that. But Raheem Morris scares me because that 12 and 25 against the spread at home. Come on. Come on, big dog. It's home.
Is that over Raheem Morris's entire career or just with the Falcons?
That is his record overall with the Falcons.
Okay. Because remember, he was a coach before with the Bucs.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to clarify that. But I don't know. I still like it. Where are you at with Michael Penix?
Ooh, yikes. Man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Things to like, obviously, about him. One, obviously, he can move in the pocket. Two, he can sling the rock. Unlike, he doesn't have like that nervous bone to throw a ball. But two, you know what happens with the gunslingers. We've seen that, remember Brett Favre. Everyone loved him, but man, he could definitely throw some picks. Definitely is going to be in the ballpark. I would say for what Michael Penix has done, because he played a decent amount of games at the end of year one, and he looked a lot better than he has now, which teams got more film. Cool. I like it. But there's something that I can't put my finger on, and it's some connection with the receivers and his timing that I just can't pin it yet. I haven't saw the
because
trend.
He's left-handed.
He's like, yeah.
It's that ball spins that different way. Receivers can't catch the ball.
That's probably what it is. You're probably right, man.
You know, I have a vendetta against left-handed athletes, except for James Harden. He's the only one. He's the exception.
Okay. Yeah. But no, in all honesty, no. Michael Penix, right now he's struggling, but it seems like every quarterback is kind of somewhat in a slump right now. So I'll wait for him to pick up his bootstraps. Just, hey, man, trust your running backs, man. You got two of them, man. Trust them, man.
Two very good ones. One of the better running back duos in the entire NFL.
That's who I would go with, man. No doubt about it.
All right, James, who is your over for week 4?
Oh, my God, Spence. I hate picking overs. I got lucky last week with the Jets and Bucs just because of all the special team stuff. But this time, I am going to go the over.
41.5.
Give me the over 41.5. Vikings versus the Steelers. And
It's in
two teams,
Dublin, Ireland. The luck of the Irish, laddie.
right. And, international games, the over under is 26 and 24, favoring the over. So there's no like
Let's
real
flip a
crazy trend.
coin.
It's a flip a coin, go for it. Both of these teams are traveling. Hey, can I get two more tutties from Isaiah Rodgers Sr.? Like, if I can get two more tutties from a cornerback, I think the over will hit again. I mean, heck, last week I think Minnesota eclipsed their over just by themselves when they dropped 48. But in all honesty, I think the Steelers, I think they're the reason why this is going to be an over game, just because one, the defense has not been as spectacular as history has always shown us with TJ Watt and all of them. Like, heck, teams are scoring at will on the Steelers. They just beat the Patriots. Seahawks scored a lot, and the Jets had scored a lot. So I think Carson Wentz being obviously a good fit for this system, being able to throw the Jetta. Let's wake up early, Spence. Let's get a ton of let me crack some over easy eggs and let's get this over easy win.
All right, let's wrap up with our unders. James, I'll go first on this one because I know you and I were both big fans of this under. We both kind of went back and forth on who was going to take it. Thank you for giving it to me. And I'm going to go with the under in the Chargers and the Giants game. Jackson Dart making his NFL debut officially as a starter. I think this game is going to be an ugly one. It usually is that way for rookie quarterbacks in their first game. And you mentioned it earlier, James. The Giants as a team that they're in MetLife Stadium. I think that
Mm-hmm.
is a cursed stadium, especially when it comes for points. And I think the Chargers, I think they're going to remind people this week that they usually want to be a run first team. I know Justin Herbert has been sensational this year. He's
Definitely.
arguably the front runner in the MVP conversation right now, depending on who you ask. It's like him and Josh Allen, maybe Baker Mayfield. Nonetheless, this is a game I think the Chargers win. They win handedly, but I don't see the Giants offense scoring that much. In Jackson Dart's first game against a very good Chargers defense, I think that's a defense that is a very underrated unit. It's one
Right.
that we didn't see coming at the beginning of the season. No one was really talking about the vaunted Chargers defense, but Derwin James looks like he has been playing at a defensive player of the year level. I think right now you can make a case for him or Myles Garrett as your DPOY, but Derwin James has been sensational. I think we get under 44 and a half.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I love the pick. If you didn't take it, I was going to. I do think right now the switch of quarterback from Russell Wilson to Jackson Dart's a little premature in my mind. I thought Jackson could have at least got a start by week 8, if not week 10.
Wow.
Yeah,
You were
just
willing to
be,
do that for 5 more weeks with Russell Wilson?
him and Jameis. That's who I was booking it on. Like, hey, we're gonna see if one thing works and the other. And hell, screw it. They said no. We're gonna put Jackson Dart, man. Go for it. No, so I'm with you. Rookies, starting, not a good look. Rookies starting against a team like the Chargers, who Harbaugh is gonna get his. They cover. I think that his record is 15-5-1 as a coach. So I like the Chargers in this game, sort of like last week the Chiefs, and I see this week's game looking like last Sunday Night Football, where it's 24-7, it's 30-10, and we're just like, but it's a slow 30-10. It's not like the Chargers dropped 30 in the first half and then we have to sweat out a whole two halves. I think the Chargers get this win fairly easy. Of course, there's going to be so much film. Blitz Jackson Dart all day. Let's get a 27-6 victor on the under spins. I like that.
27-6. I'll take that all day because
Yeah,
I do
take
have a
it,
lot of Chargers on my fantasy teams. I need some points.
man.
All right, James, bring us home for this week 4. Who is your under pick for week 4?
I actually took this one off of you. You threw me an alley oop, and hey, you went 4-0 last week. I went 4-0 last week. I guess we might as well just trade dubs. Why not? Let me get the under 47.5 Jags and the 49ers. The Niners barely, I think they barely got clipped 31 points. The Jaguars barely clipped 27 points. Being at 47 is a real shocker for me. Now I get they're probably putting some respect on this defense for the 49ers, always being hurt. Jags may be able to put up some points. But Spence, who on God's earth is playing the quarterback this week for the 49ers? Because, man, if it was Mac Daddy, bro, hey, man, I slammed the over all day. But I'm with you. Hey, if it's Brock Purdy coming back from an injury or it's some third string quarterback that I don't know who is on the depth chart, give the rock all day to Christian McCaffrey, get him 28, 29 carries, throw him the little screen dink and dunk passes. We want all short game action right here. And of course, just some trends. The 49ers, they've gone under the last 4 out of 5 games against AFC South teams and 5 out of the last 7 against the Jags. With Jaguars, under has hit the last 6 out of 9 games.
What do you think about the return from suspension for Demarcus Robinson?
Hey, you might as well bump up the point total from 47.5 to 48.
And just for the record, if Brock Purdy can't go, if Mac Jones can't go, next up on the depth chart,
Who's the cop?
oh, if I give it to you, you're going to nail it. You're going to nail it.
I hope I nail it then.
Indiana.
Is this Curtis Rourke?
It is Curtis Rourke is the third string quarterback for the 49ers.
Oh, dude, damn.
How about
Dude,
that?
how about that?
I mean, that is elite ball knowledge by you, though. That I knew you knew ball enough that if I said Indiana, you were going to nail who that was because there's only one.
Dude. Yeah, there's only one. And hey, we
James
might get
West, elite ball knowledge. That's true. Oh, yeah. Hey, let's wrap up with this. What do you think about these? I don't know if you got the notifications or you saw the reports today, but what do you think about this Drew Aller talk? People talking about he's going to be the #1 pick. I know you are not a Drew Aller guy.
Yeah, that is one thing I disagree on. All you people, look, NFL draft experts, people who say they're experts in this field, they get, it's okay to be wrong. And guess what? Everyone, I thought Sellers was going to be the #1 quarterback in this upcoming draft. It's not looking good. Don't touch any of these other but definitely do not trust Drew Aller. Just watch the film tape. I don't know what anyone can do. Yes, he can beat on Toledo, West Mississippi Valley of the Deaf. But when it comes to damn Ohio State, Michigan, and Oregon, the teams you have to beat that have some type of NFL talent on the field.
Come on, man.
But then again, look,
tools matter when you're talking about prospect.
Tools, I know you were hoping for Anthony Richardson. I get it.
Oh, come on. That's not a fair comparison at all.
Drew Aller has to prove it for me. Because, like, for example, who really thought Josh Allen from Wyoming was going to do something?
True.
Like, who the hell did Wyoming play that was NFL talent? Probably nobody.
Probably no one.
But Drew Aller, yeah, I mean, everyone had everyone else ahead of him, like Sellers, Arch, and Cade. I remember last year we had Carson Beck as our #1 quarterback, and Cam Ward came out of thin air and became the #1 pick after 1 year in Miami. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. I mean,
John Mateer could go up that conversation. We'll see how that hand injury works out for him.
All
righty. Well, that is our week 4 preview. Our favorites, our underdogs, our overs, and our unders. We will be back next week for week 5. Until then, for James, for Spencer, for Giselle, who couldn't be here tonight, this has been Big Pick Energy for week 4, and we will see y'all next week. Y'all take it easy.
Big Pick Energy.